The current animal services facility is well beyond its service life. This facility limits our ability to fully meet community needs. Its structural limitations wear on the workers and animals and many of the shorter-term incremental investments that have been made. I want to be clear that there are a lot of questions to work through. Where will the facility be located? What are the costs, both upfront and ongoing? How will we pay for it? And when will the facility be constructed and open? None of these are questions we'll be able to answer today, but today helps us kick off this process of discovery, inquiry, and moving towards these next steps.
Animal Services moved into the current location in the early 70s, at a time when the work of animal welfare was very different. There have been many modifications and modular units added over the years to try and make it work for an evolving animal welfare industry. Our current isolation area can only support cats and does not allow for isolation for multiple disease processes at one time. Our current facility does not meet county equity values due to location and access to public transportation. The nearest bus stop is over half a mile away, and there's no sidewalk and a steep incline from our shelter up to Halsey.
I also want to thank the auditor who has been dedicated to this issue for so long. I appreciate her calling out that her office didn't make this a finding, the need for replacement in the audit, because it was such a given and it has been such a desperate need so clearly for so long.
The current facility is frankly kind of an embarrassing excuse, I think, for a county animal shelter, but really I think the photos don't really share how challenging the current facility is, and when you tour it, you just can see how it would be hard for staff and volunteers to provide the standard of care in which we would expect.
There is a limit to what we can do, and how the type of environment we can create for the animals in our care, for the community who wants to be a part of the work that's happening or adopt the animals. Because of the facility limitations.
There's a funding committee that has been established, and they are just meeting for the first time, I believe, later this week. And they will be looking at any funding scenarios and funding sources that any of the members of that committee feel has potential.
I hope we always shoot for the end of the range of that we have something that's above standard. Because I think if you shoot for that, you're more likely to hit it. And I just based on the community reaction to a lot of the audit findings and everything, I think that this community really believes that this is a service that the county provides, that we should elevate our standards. And again, it's not speaking to the current services provided. This is more the facility. So I hope when that discussion happens that we look at the range and we try and hit what our best practices, so that we can be proud of the animal shelter we have and that it suits its purposes.
I envision we could have a cat and puppy cafe where people could come and adopt or just hang out with pets. So if you could just please include that, I would really appreciate it. Yeah. The answer is yes, please build a new animal services.